Hey guys, good afternoon. It is October 5th, and I'm here with your daily wisdom shot. A little later today than usual, had a lot of stuff going on today, so I'm so happy to be back. I've already shuffled and drawn the cards as usual. Before I start reading them, I just wanted to give you a quick announcement that I will be revealing whatever my monthly special is going to be probably tomorrow afternoon. So keep an eye out for that if you're interested. It is probably going to be energy healing, just FYI, because I feel like a lot of people could really use that right now. And I hope a lot of you take advantage of it. So, in any case, I hope you guys are doing okay. I feel like I've had a lot of really great days, but a lot of I'm just really working hard on pulling out some remaining emotional things on my end, most of them having to do with self-love and inner child stuff. And I'm not gonna lie, I probably sound a little weird now because I had a really good cry this morning. so yeah, so that's it. I'm fine, and it was really good for me. So I hope you guys are having the same kinds of positive experiences, even if you are still releasing a lot of stuff. The energy this month feels so furtive, like it is just there and ready to roll. And I am going back and forth with, like, I don't know, different emotional releases, and then I will have like this crazy blissful energy shift and energy healing that happens. I thought I was having a heart attack on Wednesday night, to be totally honest with you. And it only took a moment, and then it went away after I literally pulled out all of my energy healing tools and shifted that energy for, quickly, so that it wouldn't take forever. But then I went to bed and it was like floating on air. It was so weird. Like, if I didn't know better, I would have thought I was on drugs. So if any of you are going through that kind of stuff, so am I. And I have actually stayed off a lot of the different forums because sometimes I get, like, I don't know, unnecessarily triggered by it. Maybe that's a reason I should be on them. But I also feel like I'm working through my issues in another way, so it's probably not really necessary. But anyway, long story short, you may all be posting there, and maybe you're all having stuff going on too. But it is all good. It is all for a higher purpose. So soldier on, y'all. I'm really proud of you guys. You're doing great. And the cards that came out, while I have not started channeling the messages yet, are all, in general, like, really positive cards. A lot of cards here of a lot of movement, a lot of power, a lot of stability, a lot of happiness, balancing. All that stuff is happening. So what I'm getting here is that we're making a lot of really important leaps and bounds right now. We're really charging forward into into the future, but not just the future, into a very stable, idealized future that we have been manifesting for ourselves and picturing for ourselves. And that is not only on the spiritual plane, but this is really manifesting in the physical world at this point. Even if you can't see it quite yet, the stakes are in the ground. Like, you've already put your stake in the ground. And if you're resonating with my readings, you're probably well on your way. The key is, of course, as I was speaking about yesterday, is really honoring your intuition. I'm looking right at the dogs in this Ten of Pentacles card, and knowing the difference between a gut feeling, which could be instinct or could be fear, and really knowing what intuition is, and following that intuition. All I can say is that we are really entering into this cycle where the spiritual and the energetic is impacting the physical in a positive way. So even if things are breaking away right now, it is to see them built up better, in a better, stronger way. I'm referring specifically to like on a macrocosmic scale, like institutions and governments, and society in general, and then on a microcosmic way, the breaking down of the various elements of the psyche, and then the reintegrating of them, especially the shadow side, just reintegrating that into your physical, into your subconscious mind, but also into your emotional body and your mental body and your physical body. So they all play a role in creating this house in which your spirit operates. I'm looking directly at the way the pentacles are arranged on that card, which is in the form of the tree of life, which really goes through the progression from the physical world all the way up to the etheric and the male and female aspects of that. So to me, this is like pure balance. This is like the fullness of the expression of existence as we are supposed to experience it on all levels, including spirit, including emotion, including mental, including physical. And I say all that because this is where we're going. Like, we are firmly rooted in that at this time. And like, life is not really about the destination. It's 333 as I say that. It's not about the destination. It's about every moment in time that you take to get there. And that's what I've been kind of saying for weeks, is that, like, we have to take the time to notice that it's not about us working to this place where we have bliss. It's about being in it now, because it's already ours. It's already ours on a higher timeline, and it's recognizing and pulling that timeline into our physical world and into our present reality. That's all we can really do, because all we really have is this present moment. The realization of that is happiness, is joy, is illumination, enlightenment, and that's the Sun card. It's falling above the Three of Wands, which to me is like the manifestation power, the way that we're using everything that's available to us now to bring that about, and indeed it already having transpired. We're just kind of waiting for all the pieces to come into us. So to me, this is confirmation that we already have this kind of unity, or this union, if you're a twin and you're talking about union, or this ideal situation on the higher timeline. You've manifested it, you've put your stakes in the ground, and you're waiting for all the ships to come in. You know they're coming. You know exactly what is coming, because it's exactly what you've created with your energy and with your life. So this is still a transitional time, but you know what to expect. This is not the complete unknown. Now you understand how you live in a state of expectancy, like knowing that what you've already set in motion is coming about. You may not know how or when, and it's important to leave those details up to the universe, because that allows it to come in the highest and best way possible. But you know what it's going to be, because you have already set that intention. I feel like these karmics, like yesterday we were talking about karmic cycles coming to an end and really, really confronting karma, and kicking its ass, like not taking any more shit. I know for me personally, I really did wrap my hands around the necks of a couple different karmic situations yesterday. And that's probably the wrong way to describe it because that's really forceful and kind of violent, but that's how I started to feel about these situations. And I was able to step outside of my usual behavior pattern to calm down and just allow the energy to flow through me. And I made decisions based on what walls I knew I needed to break down, the way that I needed to set down my burden to balance the scales. And that is the example that I'm using to describe this third column of cards, which is Justice with the 10 of Wands. And to me, that is all about the way that we're balancing the scales now and finally setting down these burdens. Like, this is a real release. Oh, goodness, sorry, my dogs. This is a real release of the burdens that we've been carrying for lifetimes even. So for me, there was an emotional release when I confronted some of these issues. And a lot of times, for me, not to make this about me because everybody has their own situation, but for me, a lot of these situations had to do with interpersonal relationships and speaking my truth and standing in my own power and not allowing people to abuse me in ways that they had been. And which is funny because, you would look at me and see that I actually am physically in a position of power. Like, I run businesses and am on various boards of directors and things like that. And yet I struggle with that, empowerment aspect of being someone who has the ability to affect change and to make decisions. And I would effectively take that away from myself for whatever reason, for fear of the way that people would perceive my actions or my decisions or my use of my own power. So I had to confront a lot of that this week, and I'm not about to say that that is done. I maybe still have a few bits and pieces coming back, but for all of us, for the most part, we're coming to the end of that cycle. And this is a real energetic release for us, and it's going to help to catalyze the transitional energy that is coming in within the next 19 days. I don't know why I got 19, but within 19 days, there's going to be a huge shift in the kind of energy that we're working with. And this energy that is coming in is big. It's probably related to the sun in some sense, whether it literally is a solar flare or comes from the central sun, but 19 days from today, which is October 5th. So that means sometime by October 24th. Am I adding correctly? Yes, I can math. I can math on the fly. So October 24th. I'm not saying it's on that day, but within 19 days, because everybody is a little bit different in how we are resonating with the energies at hand. Like, we're all falling into place at different times. And that, again, is supported by this Justice card. That there is a perfect order and balance behind everything that is transpiring right now on the large scale and on the small scale. In everything, with every person, whether you perceive them to be awake or not. That's just a matter of your own perception. Like, we literally have no right to make judgment calls upon the awakenedness of any other individual person who is not yourself. So keep that in mind too. I don't know why that came out. Somebody needed to hear that. Probably on a subconscious level, I needed to hear that, since I just commented on being super triggered at times by some of the forums. Anyway, at the bottom of the deck we have the Chariot, and that is really like determined movement forward. To me, that's also resolution of karma. I feel like there's a lot of that happening with that card as well. And it's balance. It's masculine and feminine, black and white, dark and light, yin and yang, is all that balance. And there is sudden movement forward, and that comes within that 19-day period. Even though we are in forward motion right now with the Knight of Wands, but this is very, very, this is very dramatic and meaningful, and what's the word I'm looking for? It is destined movement forward. I feel like some of it's unexpected, you guys. Like some people are going to be surprised pleasantly that literally this is, whatever is transpiring is better than you could have asked or imagined, which is what I tag on the end of every one of my every one of my sorry, I'm distracted right now. There's my neighbors upstairs are being loud. I always use that phrase to help make sure that what I'm manifesting is not a product of my own brain, but is really what the universe is intending. So I feel like there is going to be that kind of really sudden and happy surprise that happens, or that takes place. For some of you, it's going to be a masculine energy coming toward you, and it's almost going to feel like a dream come true, or that you can barely believe it. For others of you, somebody, a Cancerian in your life will be moving toward you, or creating some change for you that is positive. This is just very dramatic and very destined, and my heart chakra is going crazy. So I just feel like it's almost going to feel like a fairy tale for some of you, whoever's resonating with that. But that's because of our manifestations, our belief in it, and our willingness to do the work to balance our own scales in karma. Okay, that is the absolute, that's what's making this happen. You are making this happen. So moving on, I have two oracle cards here. One is the Electric Eel Spirit from the Spirit Animal Oracle. And this is really all about downloads to me. I'm getting, it says, bring your ideas to life. So to me, there's like a lot of inspired ideas. And this is a little bit about intuition too, because sometimes intuition comes into us as a download. And that is information that's passed on to you in large chunks by the divine, or by your divine guidance team, by the highest light beings, whether to you that's angelic or whether to you that's extraterrestrial, whatever you resonate with. These are downloads that are coming in, and they're divinely guided, and they will integrate into the rest of your physical existence and your emotional body and your mental and spiritual body on their own. You do not have to do anything to make this happen, but you are needed to recognize it and to notice it and to allow it to move through your consciousness, just to accept it in your consciousness. And from there, grasp onto it. Don't ignore it. Don't just be like, oh, I must have imagined that. If it's coming into your consciousness, it might be important for you. So obviously use your discernment. Like if you get the idea that your neighbor's dog is telling you to kill everyone, then you are son of Sam and are probably not okay. But if you're getting these divinely inspired ideas that resonate with you and bring a feeling of joy or wholeness, this is something that that you should definitely be integrating and definitely be paying attention to, because it may be the way forward for you. It may be the next step to a brilliant idea, or an amazing invention, or new business, or relationship, or way to relate to a person, situation, or a group of people. Either way, lots of downloads coming in, and they're all directed into kicking you onto your path as quickly as possible. It's about fluid movement. So enhancing your fluid movement is what I'm hearing. If you allow these things to flow into your consciousness, it will enhance your ability to flow through life, flow into your purpose, flow into your relationships. Okay. Next, I have the bat spirit. A rebirth is assured. And we have been talking about this. That rebirth is happening now. It's not even to be expected in the future. It is happening now. You are rebirthing yourself by putting down these karmic struggles, these burdens that you've been carrying, and allowing yourself the quick movement forward. Some of you are not even recognizing who you are. Like, you've changed so much in the last, I'm getting 3 months to 3 weeks, that you don't know who you are anymore. And that is not a bad thing, necessarily. That allows you to create who you are based upon a new paradigm, based upon a new set of rules. So outside of the rules that we were functioning on before, which were so inhibiting and so restricting. It also is our rebirth without the baggage that we were carrying, whether it's emotional or karmic. I'm feeling like a mold being broken off of a precious work of art. So it's as if we've broken the mold off, and we are an individual precious work of art that has been shaped by all of our experiences up to this point, including our childhoods and past lives. And so that rebirth is happening at this time, where we are really experiencing the reveal of who our true selves are, and really integrating that true self into our daily lives. And that brings you toward the sun energy, this happiness, joy, contentment, true inhabiting of our higher selves. So that is happening at this time, and we are to embrace it. Allow the intuition to flow in. You can see the highlighting on the bat's forehead. I feel like that is the intuition, the higher knowing, the understanding, and the acceptance of the transformational energies that are coming in, and the knowing that this is in our highest and best good. Bat is upside down. Like, your life may feel turned upside down, but again, it's the knowing that this is all in your highest and best good, and the releasing of needing to control the way that shows up, which brings us forward into the best possible situation. So I feel like I've talked a really long time, and that I've made this reading very long. So I'm going to close it for today, but thank you guys so much. Thank you so much for all of your comments and your shares and your likes. It means so much to me, and I really truly enjoy sharing all of this stuff that's coming through me. Otherwise, I'll be quite honest with you, your validation of everything I'm saying makes me feel less like I'm completely crazy, because otherwise this just comes through and I have to wonder where it's coming from. I mean, I know where it's coming from, but I also sometimes think, gosh, did I just make that up? So giving me this forum to be able to channel it through in a organized fashion and share it with you and hear your responses is so meaningful to me. So thank you for giving me that. I will check in with you guys tomorrow. Thank you again.